deaf. I faced subtle discrimination my whole life. Some people doubted what I was capable of doing. Some people doubted I could communicate without missing information. Some people didn't believe I could navigate in the world with calls coming from behind, locate warning sounds, understand the announcements over the PA system, or participate in group discussions. As Helen Keller once said, blindness cuts us off from things, but deafness cuts us off from people. She also said, life is either a daring adventure or nothing at all. Because I am deaf, I'm learned to visually communicate with American Sign Language, or by writing, or by watching other athletes performing the perfect movement. Physical skills such as kicking a soccer ball high into a goal, or spinning the body in the air before entering the water without a splash. Alaskans. I see hiking up to the top of the mountains, or running across the finish line at a race. By visualizing, you can learn to visualize and mentally draw out the physics of the body movement to make it happen. I want to share my story and my experience. Life took a funny twist and turn, pun intended. As a trainee with a national derby team the summer before I started college, with a dream of breaking records and winning NCAA nationals, I sustained a near career-ending shoulder injury. I tore 80% of my shoulder labrum, my triceps muscle, and had shooting pain down my arm. Despite the severity of the injury, after 2 years of pain, a delayed surgery, a long rehabilitation, then another year of slowly coming back to derby, I had to learn how to get back onto the board, putting fear and doubt aside. Then, in my senior year of college, it was my time to shine. I had to practice visualization to progress to an even higher level of performance, better than my pre-injury level. Derby is a very shoulder intensive. It involves throwing my arms like a whip, twisting the body with power, and kicking out of a tuck, reaching overhead and behind, whipping my way into the water. I watched my own videos. I watched Olympic videos and sat on the mat, closing my eyes, visualizing my body moving in the air, ignoring fear, self-doubt, and the memory of my injury. I saw myself performing the perfect dive, and I did. It only took me 2 years after the surgery. I believe visualization was the key reason I lived my dreams of breaking all the records, placing the NCAA national championships, and earning an All-American award. Motor imagery is the mental stimulation of an action. It has been successfully used through mental practice, the repetition of imagined movements, to optimize motor performance, either in sport or rehab settings. You may say, yeah, okay, sport, I'm not an athlete. Here I am saying that visualization does not need to be used only for physical activities. It can also be used for achieving goals, such as a canvas to a painting, a diploma in going to earn, or coming home and see your family waiting for you at the doorstep. I had a patient who wanted to walk across the parking lot without a cane, and she did, coming through the door with a big smile on her face. I had a patient who wanted to ride the horse again after 20 years, and she did. CEDx helps to motivate you to follow through to the next steps to make it happen. A study from 2021 used 30 professional basketball players divided into two groups. The first group practiced imagery training to increase the maximum strength. The second group is just a control group. The first group increased their maximal strength and power measures, and these findings were mirrored in their performance on the court. Now, visualize your goal. What do you want? How can you physically see the goal? Will you write it on a sticky note? Will you write it on a calendar? Will you make it a phone wallpaper? Whatever it is, make it visible so that it can remind you every day. If you haven't hiked the big Omani peak, make it a phone wallpaper. If you haven't ran the half marathon in years, sign up and mark it on a calendar in big red letters. My point is, whatever your goal is, make it visible so that when you see it, you're more likely to believe it and you will achieve action steps to achieve the goal. In the study of 2013, comparing between visual and verbal feedback in a group of tennis players, the training group who received visual feedback received demonstration, video playback of themselves, and mental imaging. The control group received just verbal feedback. The training group who received visual feedback, a video playback of themselves serving the ball, made improvement significantly faster and more accurate than those who received verbal feedback. This data confirms the impact of combining mental imagery and physical practice to optimize tennis serve performance. If I want to practice a new dive, I'll watch my own video or my teammate. Then I can do the dive better. If you want to carry your kids again, find an old family video. Next, mimic the environment. See it, feel it, to believe it. Having an image of a physical place can be helpful in visualization. If you haven't been to a horse farm, go, check it out. But don't get on a horse. But just to see it and believe that it is possible. If I haven't been to this pool that I'm competing at, I'll go to the pool the day before and practice in that pool with a different board, different lighting, and different sound echoing. Not that it affects me at all. My point is, put yourself in that environment where you will do the next big thing. Finally, internalize the goal. It works to visualize your action in first and third person. Dan Mirsky wrote an article in the Outside Climbing magazine titled, "How to Climb Harder Without Getting Stronger." Visualize. Mirsky describes the concept of visualization is that your brain doesn't know the difference between what's real and what's being made up. As long as what you imagine seems real and you believe it to be real, then your brain will also believe. Be detail-oriented when you visualize your action. This idea was integrated by Alex Honnold, the free solo climber. He once said, visualizing how to navigate through a difficult section is pretty common. Where is my hand going to go? Where should I put my foot? Even recreational climbers at the gym have a plan for themselves before they leave the ground. They may look like this. Looks like they're changing. I have seen it with my own eyes. I had a young patron who was a senior in high school, working as a coffee barista. He came to see me initially for bilateral wrist pain. He wore wrist brace, couldn't practice espresso, or make latte art. After a few physical therapy sessions, he was making beautiful latte art. Then he started rock climbing for the first time. He was brand new in rock climbing. He had minor finger, wrist, elbow, shoulder, and hamstring injuries. So he was dedicated in his physical therapy rehab and kept his drive to learn how to become a better climber. He told me in between each minor injuries, he told me I would go to the gym, watch other climbers, and visualize himself climbing the hardest route. And he would watch YouTube videos of top climbers in the world. Within 1 year since I met him, he had gone from a novice climber to an advanced climber, completing V9s in bouldering and 512s in sport. He has excelled beyond my imagination as a physical therapist. Now he chases his dreams, visiting Mexico, climbing outdoors. What an amazing 1 year transformation just by visualizing his climbing goals. Visualization has helped athletes of all sports to reach peak performance by strengthening the muscle memory in the brain motor cortex to become automatic. It's your turn. Let's practice. Take a moment and think of your favorite activity. Think about all 5 senses and include them in the imagery. Think about the timing and the speed of the movement and how you feel the specific hardest part. Follow my lead. In the first person, where are you standing? What are you wearing? What is the view? If you're on top of the mountain, running down, are you sliding down the rocks? Or if you're walking in the parking lot, where to the park? How far are you to the door? Notice what you feel, the adrenaline rush, the excitement, the cold, warm air, the crowd around you, or standing in solitude. In third person, imagine watching a video of yourself. How the body moving, how the coordination. If you're running, see your stride, see your arm swing, sprinting to the baseline, covered in mud. Now, what's your reaction? How tired are you? Will you hold that mud around your neck? How heavy is it? Are your kids running up to you to give you a hug, possibly knocking you down? All that considered in visualization. Pretty deep, isn't it? When we suffer an unexpected injury, loss, hardship, or pain, it can be dehumanizing and devastating, like a piece of you is taken away. But it can also light a fire in you. Use that fire to visualize your goal. As a physical therapist, I teach my patients visualization techniques to increase their internal motivation to recover from their injury and to get back into it with confidence. Injuries such as ACL repair back to ski, shoulder labor repair back to diving rock climbing. It starts with you. It starts with your own mind, visualizing yourself making your own transformation. When you set your eyes on the prize, you will reach your peak performance and you can accomplish anything. Thank you.